This is your brain. This is your brain on revision. Messy. Revision is hard and painful. I think you're just going to crack. But before you panic, that is exactly how your brain is supposed to feel when you're revising. Feel like you're on the verge of a mental breakdown? You are doing it right. What is revision if it's not literally your vision? Revisioning. With pitch wars coming up, revision should be the /1 thing on your mind. Whether you're polishing your manuscript for the submission process or you're even thinking about, what if I get in? Because if you get in, / when you get in, you're going to be revising for a very long time. So in this installment of the Pitch Wars series, I am going to tell you how to mentally prepare for the revision of your life. This applies even if you don't get in. 1. Accept the fact that your manuscript is not perfect. So repeat after me. My manuscript is great, but it needs work. All good manuscripts need work. First drafts are supposed to suck. I need to work on my manuscript. And this is not just a new writer type of advice. Even established writers rewrite and revise their books. 2. There's a right and a wrong way to read an edit letter. It's okay that when you get your edit letter, you look at it and go, oh, how dare you say that about my manuscript? Those initial reactions are to be expected. However, to respond immediately with that gut reaction in mind is not how you read an edit letter. Remember, you get your edit letter, get all your feels out, the end of the world. Take a breath, walk away. Good writers step away. And then when you come back, you're going to reread it again. So when you read this edit letter the second time, you go, these are valid points. How can I tackle these? Not, I can't believe they said this. It's, they said this person said them for a reason, and it's time to think of solutions. Trust me, the more you walk away and then come back, the better you are at handling your edit letters. Which brings me to number 3. I have a little exercise that I like to do when I'm writing a book, and I think it's very beneficial for writers in general, and it's a little bit scary, I think, for some people. But I'm telling you, if you do this now, when the time comes, you will be grateful. Like, close your eyes and imagine your characters for a second. I want you to pick 1 to 3 that don't need to exist. That's not to say they're going to go away forever. But imagine if you had to right now, like a gun pointed to your head, you have to get rid of at least 1 character, 2, 3 characters. Which ones would they be? I'll wait. I know this might take a while. Got it? Now, think about why that character could go away. Or, if you're like, oh my gosh, none of these characters can go away, then what you need to do is think which other characters that you picked to stay can absorb that character. Now you might be like, this is the dumbest exercise ever. Why are you doing this to me? I don't want to think about my book this way. Blah, 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 blah. True, you might not be getting rid of those characters. You might not ever get rid of those characters. But if you mentally prepare now for big changes like that and already get the wheels turning, if, say, that type of change pops up, you won't be blindsided. You will have already evaluated the value of each of your characters. You have already thought of possible solutions. And because of that, if, say, someone said, oh, I don't see why this character is important, you could 1, defend them, or 2, go, that's okay, character B can absorb character A with these traits and still accomplish the overall goal of the plot. Let's do another one. Close your eyes. I want you to think of at least 1 plot point or scene that does not contribute to the overall storyline of your main character, the arc, getting from point A to point B. Like, if this scene was gone, point B would still be accomplished. I'm waiting. If there's a scene like that in your mind, really take a long think about it. Why is it in there? Think about it this way. What can you do to make it more significant? These are important things to think about, people. Now here's a doozy, okay? I want you to think about the one thing in your book that you cannot fathom changing because it's just so important to you. Got it? Think about what your book would be like without that scene in it and how you would write it. I had to do that recently. I had a character die in my book. And it came up a couple times through various people. What if he lived? And I'd be like, no, this guy has to die. I mean, it's been written in the stars. Just don't Lazarus someone up from the dead. Time I had thought, okay, if he did live, what would that do to my book? Of course, I justified it, why I wanted him to live. And I did that for a very long time. And then finally, 2 years later, I decided, why the hell not? It's time to see if this character lives, and if it's better that way. You won't believe it. It was better with him living. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out. But what I'm trying to get at is because I had thought about it previously, when my agent finally brought it up, I had been like, oh, I had already thought about if this guy lived, even though I thought he should be dead. Let me take those thoughts and translate it to my revision now. And because of that, it really cut back on the wallowing and the writer's block and all that stuff. Really think about each and every part of your book, and if you had to change it, think about how you would. And if you think you can't change it, still figure out if you could change it, just so you're prepared. Really that stubborn and won't do it, then you gotta at least know why you're going to keep it that way. Know your book like the back of your hand so you can justify it. Step 4. Find a good writer community to hook up into. Get connected, because as you saw in the demonstration earlier, revision is hard. You need that support to get through, and that's what Pitch Wars is about. It's connecting writers. It's writers with mentors. It's writers with other writers. It's writers with freelance editors. And you know what? We are all better writers because of each other. And that is what Pitch Wars is all about. This is the other part of the Pitch Wars series. I hope you all have a good night, and stay tuned for more videos. Keep up to date with Brenda's website, brenda-drake.com, and feel free to tweet me at Nikki_Roberti. Happy writing and revision.